We're live. Yay.
We're live. Let's go. Super Fantasy Bros podcast is back on Thursdays. This will be normal moving forward. We got week 3 coming in hot.
Football's
Uh,
flying.
Hot.
yeah,
This
football.
season, let's pray that it slows down a little bit because once it's gone, we miss it dearly.
Yeah, exactly. Cherish every week. We're almost a quarter of the way through the fantasy football season.
It could be gone at any second with Corona.
Oh, stop! Stop!
I'm just
stop!
saying.
Yeah,
I'm
Don't
just
say
saying.
that.
Yo, you better knock on wood right now. Don't mess
Yo,
around like
I'll,
that.
I'll knock on wood for you.
All right.
Yeah. Everybody knock on some wood right now.
If you don't
Even if
wood,
you're
use your head.
Oh,
Viewers
bang,
at
bang,
home, you better be knocking on wood. We're not, we are not having the season canceled. Not happening.
Nope.
But it's a special episode for us here, our 10th episode. So we only started doing this a little over a month ago, and obviously we want to keep doing this for a while. So any support helps us continue
Yes.
on this journey here. So make sure to follow us on Twitch if you're here live. We're trying to get to 50 followers. We're pretty close at this point. We're going to keep trying to grow this up. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe there, and on our social medias as well. The links are below.
Make this
look
our
at-
career.
Yeah,
Career,
yeah,
yeah.
Our
Make-
career. Career.
Make,
our career.
make our dreams come true.
And we'll continue to give you guys the best advice that we can. Starting off with everyone's favorite segment, cap or no cap. Coming out
Okay.
of the gates, super hot. Is Aaron Jones the number one running back for the rest of the season?
Cap.
Why?
No cap.
I think it
I-
could definitely be no cap.
It's,
With the injuries too, that
I
definitely
think
helps.
that was my point with Saquon down, McCaffrey missing some games. Aaron
Aaron
Jones,
Jones is
Right.
free.
with that
He's
super
free.
right.
hot start, he could easily finish number one.
he
Easily
definitely
could.
did have a super hot start.
Easily
What
could.
did he drop? 41 points.
46.
46.
Yeah,
Oh.
46. He had like 16 week 1 or something.
Yeah.
I think he's got a shot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ruling him out. I'm gonna say cap for number 1, like
Yeah.
confirmed rest of the season. I still like Zeke more. I still like his involvement more and that offense a little bit more. So I'm taking Zeke right now, but I think Aaron Jones right now
Did
for
finish
me,
2 last year, didn't he?
I'll put
Yeah.
Aaron Jones did finish 2.
Oh.
I want to see those touchdowns continue. We did see it last week. Shockingly, he had a bunch of touchdowns. I don't know if he gets to that 18 or 19 mark though. I think I have him at
Remember-
3 after Zeke and Kamara.
He
I had-
also did have that very long run. I think it was like an 80-yard touchdown run.
Yeah.
I had him 6 going into the season, and remember that guy, quote unquote threat, AJ Dillon. Yeah, where is he at?
I don't know.
He's
I,
hiding.
I want to know
in
who
the
called him
shadows.
threat,
I actually hinted at him being somewhat of a threat. But I
'cause
wasn't too
wanna
high on
threaten
Aaron
that
Jones.
person.
But
Dave.
I think I'm back on the Aaron Jones train 100%. It seems that he's got this job on lock. So definitely top 5 moving forward. I got him top 3. Could be number 1. Next one here, Josh Allen, a top 5 quarterback every week. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
I think it's no cap, and I've been saying this. I don't care.
That guy is good.
He's nice.
He
I
is
definitely
good.
was a little like hesitant at the beginning, but like he's proven that he solid runner. He's throwing better. He has good receivers. What's not the like? There's not many better options than him.
He
Yeah, I'm gonna
loves
say
Diggs.
cap on top 5 just because I have him at 6 for the rest of the season. I would say. I would take-
Come on. Sean.
Cut
Really?
us some slack.
I'm being realistic here. Top 5 quarterback. I'm taking Kyler, Lamar, Mahomes, Russ, and Dak over Josh Allen. Other than that, I don't think I would take anyone else over him.
Okay, that does sound pretty good, but Josh Allen top 5.
Maybe Josh Allen will tie with number 5.
I think Josh Allen could finish top 5 easily. I think he could end up
I
being one of
wouldn't be
those guys.
surprised if he slips in there over like Dak.
Whoa.
No,
We'll see.
no
I like
shots
all-
intended,
I-
man. Come on.
I like all those guys. So
Dak could finish 6th. What's wrong with that?
let's get into another quarterback here. Is Cam Newton back to being an elite fantasy quarterback? Is this cap or no cap?
no.
No
Cap.
cap.
No, it's too soon. Too
I think the
soon.
question is
Too soon.
que-
It's 2 weeks.
Well,
Go.
I would say that the only like reason I would have to say it's a no cap because I think he has like 4 rushing touchdowns through the
3.
first 2 weeks, 3, and what does he have? 2 passing,
1.
passing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only issue I have with that. But I mean, if he keeps up the production, I don't see why he couldn't be an elite fantasy quarterback this year.
I am no cap on this too. I'm 100% back in on Cam Newton. I loved Cam Newton as he was coming up through his career. Obviously MVP in 2015. He's always been limited by the Panthers. I think that organization has never been like the greatest. Obviously they did have that one Super Bowl run, but then managed to fall apart the next year and had never gotten back to the same. So with Bill Belichick, Cam's thriving. Cam is the best goal line runner in the league. Cam Newton is back to being an elite fantasy option. He's going to score the majority of the touchdowns for this team.
I don't think the question is like, can he do it every week? It's can he stay healthy while playing this way every week? And I mean, he has shown that he can. He has shown that he can. So we'll see.
Yeah, as long as Cam's healthy, I think he's an elite fantasy quarterback.
He's like a bigger, stronger Lamar Jackson.
All right, another one here we have is Stephon Diggs is a wide receiver 1 for the rest of the season. So roughly top 12 wide receiver. Is this cap or no cap?
It's 50-50.
It's so hard.
I'm gonna call it cap.
I think if you said, well, no, I mean that wouldn't really be close. Then I was gonna say if you said wide receiver 2, definitely no cap.
He's proven that he
easily a
can.
wide receiver too.
He's proven that he can perform with John Brown, and then last week, well, he's with John Brown also. John Brown was hurt, like so. I guess maybe he wasn't 100%, but
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna switch. I'm gonna say no cap.
Matt just switched.
I thought you were about to say
Cap.
John Brown's about to be wide receiver
No,
1
because he got an upgraded quarterback from Kirk to Josh Allen, like we just said,
who I thought was a downgrade at first, but
right? And
wrong.
he also downgraded at the wide receiver across from him from Adam Thielen to John Brown. So I think he has a very high shot at finishing as a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I think he's great. I don't know.
The only hesitation I have here is why I would say cap is that he's played the Jets and the Dolphins in his first 2 games. Not saying that he's not going to play the Jets and the Dolphins again later this season, which he is. But I think there are some tougher matchups this week against Jalen Ramsey. It's going to be a true test. But he does have 8 catches in each of the first 2 games. He's wide receiver 4 right now on the season. So I think he's borderline up there. I think he's probably top 15. And as a guy that's never really liked Stephon Diggs for fantasy, he's definitely a good wide receiver.
whenever we talk about receivers, you and Matt just love bringing up Jalen Ramsey as a potential matchup. Last year with
He's the best cornerback in the league.
He's a top 5
Stephon
quarterback.
Gilmore,
I'll take Jalen Ramsey.
Darius Slay.
He's a top 5 cornerback in the league. He can lock down people, and Stephon Diggs is who he's going to be covering most this week. So I want to see how Stephon Diggs does this week. It might end up being more of a John Brown game.
That's very true.
I hope not.
On to the next one here. Leonard Fournette will be the Bucks starting running back for the rest of the season. Cap or no cap?
Bro,
No
it's
cap.
no cap. Sean's
No
gonna say
cap.
cap. I already know.
No,
He's too
you
talented to
He's
be the
too
number two.
good.
He is the better running back out of the 2. He has more talent.
What did he have?
Way
12 for 103, I think, and 2 touchdowns last week.
2 touchdowns.
I'm going to say no cap. One of those touchdowns was super fluky with like 1 minute left. Like the Panthers missed.
It's a touchdown, Sean.
we
It was-
take
it was
those.
like it was like 60
Touchdown.
or 70 yards.
We love garbage time in fantasy.
I want to see him get 20 carries, and I want to see him take over this backfield. Before I say that, it just depends. I want to see what Ronald Jones does after fumbling last week. If he gets any carries at all this week, if he is involved again, then I'll be a little bit more nervous. But I think this week will be true to say it. But I'm probably going to say no cap. Leonard Fournette's going to be the one you want to own in fantasy for sure.
Yeah.
On to the next one here. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb will both finish as top 15 running backs. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
Nope.
And I'm also going to
Okay.
add that I wouldn't be surprised if Hunt finishes over Chubb. I think it's more of a game plan type thing. Like one could do better than the other because if they're down or what. But I'm just a big fan of Hunt, especially where he was drafted and producing the same as Chubb, who's a round 1 guy. So maybe it was a little far saying that Hunt over Chubb, but yeah, no cap. They're both going to finish top 15.
Yeah. As of right now, where it stands, Hunt is 9th and Nick Chubb is 12th. So they're both top 12. I think both of them can definitely finish top 15. I'm going to say no cap. The only thing that would concern me is game script. If the
Yeah,
Browns are
right.
down a lot throughout the season, that makes me more nervous on Nick Chubb. I don't know if he's going to stay as involved. You need him to get the carries. in
Surprised you
games,
didn't
and-
bring up Jarv.
Did not bring up Jarv. shockingly.
We'll
Yo.
probably come up
Round of
later.
I mean,
applause
we
for
can talk
Sean.
about Jarv
Yeah.
for 5 minutes.
No,
if you
we
want.
got
I mean, I
football
all-
coming
Yeah,
on
we-
soon.
Yeah, we
What
don't
do you-
want to talk about Jarv right now.
Yeah, we do have football coming on soon, so let's move on here. the last one for cap or no cap, Calvin Ridley will be more valuable than Julio Jones moving forward.
I'm sorry,
Cap or
but
no cap?
it's cap.
It's
That's
got to be
cap.
Cap for now. For now, it's Cap.
I want to see Calvin Ridley keep up this production until at least like week 5 or 6. Because
I think-
we all know what Julio Jones is capable of, and we're just getting like a small sample size of Calvin Ridley being the number 1 on that team. So I just want to see if he's able to keep it up. But Julio is Julio. He's going to get his for sure.
It's crazy that he's leading all receivers by 20 fantasy points. But
That is
yeah,
insane.
it's Julio Jones. Calvin really, I can't see him keeping this production the whole season.
Yeah, obviously the last 2 games have been favorable matchups for the Falcons. 2 bad secondaries. Their schedule doesn't get too much harder, but I still think Julio's the guy, the
It's
go-to
Julio.
guy. He's Julio Jones. He's been elite for so long, but at some point the torch has to be passed. We saw it happen with Roddy White and Julio years ago. when
Julio's
Roddy
young
White,
though.
Roddy White was the good guy, and Julio was young, and you saw Roddy White pass the torch. Roddy White kind of fell off, and Julio became that go-to guy. So
Got old.
we'll see it eventually. Does it happen this year? I don't think so. I think Julio's still
No.
the guy. All right, let's get into today's sponsor before we get into our game previews and rankings. Today's sponsor is, of course, the Thrive Fantasy app.
Prop up, baby.
Yeah.
It's available on iOS and Android. The Thrive Fantasy app is a daily fantasy sports app for player props and daily fantasy sports setting, fantasy football lineups, etc. If you download the Thrive Fantasy app today and use our promo code SUPERFB, SUPERFB, and you deposit $20 or more, you will receive an instant $50 bonus.
$50? Is that what you just said?
Sheesh. A
That's
whole
Free
Virgil.
50.
A Virgil.
2.5 times the money that you're putting in, you will get as
Right.
credit and be
Come
able
on.
to play
Quick
with
maths.
and try and win $30,000 this weekend. So
That's
try and get your share of it. Download the Thrive Fantasy app today. Definitely take advantage of this offer.
right. That could be the only $20 you deposit, and you get 50 free dollars. If
Yep.
you lose, you suck. If you win, congratulations.
If you
It's
lose,
worth
deposit
a
some
shot.
more.
Give it a
Yeah,
chance.
deposit more. You won't get the
Oh.
free 50, but you got scared money don't make no money.
Exactly. All right, let's get into the game previews and rankings for this week. Before we do it, we've been doing a pick 'em for each game. T-Gods, do you have an update for us on the current
Oh, baby,
standings?
do I.
Which one of us has been the best at picking games thus far?
Let's hear it.
The best, or you want me to start with the worst?
Well, we'll start at the bottom and let's see
All right.
who is the king
All
right
right,
now.
so at the bottom is my man's Q.
Let me just say something. I
Oh.
finished top 2 in pick leagues out of like 50 people the last 2 years. So I'm gonna come back.
Okay, he's 20
How
and
ma-
12.
How many,
I
20
have
and 12?
credibility.
He's 20 and 12 right now. Third place is Shawners, 22 and 10.
Coming back, don't you worry.
Matty P in third,
I mean, second.
28 and 4.
Let's go.
Yours
baby.
truly, 25 and 7.
He's
I'm
changing
just-
his answers.
Yeah.
Literally
Matt's
not
24 and 8.
changing.
T-Gods 25 and 7. T-Gods is elite right now at picking. If
Now I'm
you need-
staying here.
Hey, if he's elite, I'm elite. I'm only one behind.
If
All
you're
right.
looking for a parlay some of the teams T-Gods is picking right now because he's on fire.
Yeah, hit us up for any bets you want to make as well. Hit us up on
I be
our
betting.
Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to do. We'll help you out. We'll help you make some money on the Thrive Fantasy app.
Yep, exactly. All right, let's get into Thursday night football. We have a game tonight within the next hour. So let's preview that first. Let's get into it here. Gardner Minshew, we talked him up all yesterday on the podcast. Is he top 10 this week?
Yeah,
He is. I have him at, well,
Easily.
no, actually, I have him at 11, but
I have him at number 6.
I got him at
Six.
9. I got him at 9.
I have him high.
6 is a little high.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
have
whoa,
him
whoa, whoa.
high.
Explain
I am-
that. Explain that to me real quick. Who is beneath him? Josh Allen, Cam Newton, Dak?
No, Cam is. Dak is not. But the first
Russell
3 I have
Wilson?
after him are Cam, D Watt, and A Rod. I have Wilson above him.
I can't wait till we get into some of these later.
I'm not
games.
doing all the math. I believe you.
It's-
Minshew at 6. That's high, but I can
Against
definitely understand it.
Miami?
25 and 28 in the last 2 weeks in terms of points if you play in 6-point passing touchdowns like we do. I like
That's the
Minshew a
only
lot
way
this
to
week.
play.
Yeah, I agree. I like Minshew a lot. I got him at 10 as well. So I think he's a top 10 quarterback play this week. Start Minshew if you picked him up off of waivers.
Swing him, Sean.
Not swinging him. Did Devontae Parker earn your trust back after a pretty big week, 5 catches and a touchdown last week?
He's outside of my top 30. I think he's questionable again for this week. And if you were watching Red Zone, you did see that there was like some technical thing. So he caught his touchdown, not on TV. Like it wasn't some like a fan or someone who worked there took a video of the touchdown. But no, I love D Park, but not this week. Not yet.
I'm a little bit nervous just because it's such a short week. You don't know how healthy he's going to be after like nursing that hamstring, but he showed he can play. I'd start him if as a flex option. I'm not feeling confident as a wide receiver too, he was leaning towards around draft time. On to the next one here with the Jaguars back on that side of the ball. Is James Robinson an RB2 moving forward? Or
We
at
forgot
least
to talk
this
about
week?
Gesicki.
Oh, we'll talk about Gesicki. Don't you worry.
We're going to the Jags.
Well, we already talked about Minshew. We're bouncing around here.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Football.
Bouncing around.
James Robinson, an RB2 this week or moving forward in general?
As long as Minshew has the offense rolling, he's a solid RB2. Still might be matchup dependent, depending on Minshew, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good starting him tonight.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I like his volume. 16 rushes in both games. And he went for 100 last week.
The only thing I would be scared of is if the Jags have to play from behind. I feel like his touches could go down. But with the way the offense is rolling right now, I think that they can stay in a game with just about anyone right now.
Yeah, I want to see it keep happening moving forward. But as of right now, I got him as an RB2 option. I got him at 21 this week versus Miami. I think he's a solid option moving forward. I'm not worried about him at all.
Yeah.
DJ Chark, he's been kind of iffy here. Like you've seen him play. He's put up some decent numbers, but you want to see more from him. It feels like. Are you guys confident in starting in this week, even with that questionable diagnosis heading into tonight?
I don't want to be the one to start this because I
want you to be because you have him. I'm just waiting for you to. I want you to say it.
You're not confident in him.
I have him ranked 17 this week.
I am, but like I said on the last podcast, Minshew likes to spread that ball around. And I mean, if that works for the offense, I'm all for it. But just give my man DJ Chark some touches. Give him a touchdown.
Give baby Chark some love.
Yeah, I know. Like, really.
Yeah, if there's a game I'm starting DJ Chark, it's 100% this week if he's healthy. I am throwing him in my lineup. I got him as a top 12 wide receiver this week. I am confident. I think they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. I like DJ Chark this week for sure.
I have him at 24, but I think I'm going to end up starting him over Gallup. I got to plug him into my lineup real quick once this podcast is over so I can watch him play tonight.
Keep that same energy later.
Listen, I'm going to keep it.
All right. I believe you. All right. One more player before we do our pick 'em for this game. Myles Gaskin, obviously not a big name, but he's had double-digit fantasy points in 2 straight games now and 10 catches through 2 games. Is Myles Gaskin someone that's on your radar and someone that you would feel confident starting?
I don't know.
I have him ranked.
Go ahead.
You can go. I have him ranked highest out of all 3 of the Dolphins running backs. I have him at 30. He was splitting carries evenly with the other 2 running backs. So I think this is a big surprise considering how much they paid to get Jordan Howard in.
And Breida too.
Yeah, and Breida. So clearly he's worth more than that. But yeah, he's definitely on my radar.
Yeah, and I think if you're in a PPR league, he's a little more intriguing for you. He had 6 catches for 36 yards. That's by far the most on the team for the running backs. The only other running back with a catch was Matt Breida, and he had 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Gaskin as a flyer. I don't know if I feel confident starting him just yet. I mean, he's getting roughly 10 to 12 touches a game, so he's definitely involved. I want to see him get a little bit more involved. He seems to be, when the Dolphins are behind, that like dump off guy for Fitzmagic, and if he's going to be that moving forward, he'll definitely have some value there. So,
and
if you're desperate, start him. But
yeah,
go ahead, Matt.
I think tonight that definitely benefits them because I think they'll be playing from behind against the Jaguars.
Yeah, agreed. All right, pick them for this game. Are you taking the Jaguars or the Dolphins?
Are we gonna go 4 for 4? Jaguars.
I'm on the Minshew mania train. I'm taking the Jaguars. I'm starting them this week. I'm confident in the Jags.
Q, you want to be
This
the
is
odd man out?
rough.
You want to be the
I-
odd man out?
Look,
No.
I'm
There's
not-
no Miami Miracle this week, buddy.
Well, we forgot to mention Gasecki, top 12 tight end this week.
Yeah.
All right,
Top
Q.
12.
I did-
Q, I'm
I did
forcing you to
forget.
pick the
I did
Dolphins.
forget.
No,
Q's-
I'm going Jags, but
All right,
Top-
all right. He switched up real
Gotta
quick.
bring up Gasecki and then switch
he's,
up
go-
instead of
he's,
Sugar
he still have
Lose.
a big game. I mean, Gasecki can't be the whole thing, but if he
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants to be tomorrow, I'll take it. I need it. Against the 30th ranked tight end defense, so maybe
Yeah,
he'll be the
keep-
only shining spot in Miami.
Q, I must say your arms look huge.
And thanks. I've been training with John Smith.
Yeah. Get me on
All
the line with DK Metcalf.
Yeah, so it seems like it's a clean sweep, not a queen sweep for the Jaguars this game. We're taking the
Green
Jags.
sleep.
I'm not counting out the Dolphins though. I think this is going to be a competitive game, especially against the Jaguars.
Yeah, it could be. That
Defense
defense
isn't that
is
great. Yeah. All right, on to the next one here. The San Francisco 49ers, basically the injured team versus another injured team at the New York Giants. Both of these teams have had huge injuries. We'll start on the 49er side of the ball here. Nick Mullins' impact on the offense. You guys like Nick Mullins this week? Do you like anyone pretty much on the Niners offense?
Yeah, I mean, we went over it last podcast yesterday when we talked about Nick Mullins filling in for Jimmy Garoppolo. Like last year, the offense didn't really take much of a decline with him in there. I mean,
It's a solid
it's-
backup.
Yeah, solid backup. He's basically a backup replicate of Jimmy G.
Yeah,
I thought you were
would
about
agree.
to throw Nick Foles in there.
Yeah,
But,
No, nobody's a backup Nick Foles. Come on, he won us the Super Bowl.
yeah, and aside from the tight ends, George Kittle, if he plays, you're obviously starting him, and Jordan Reed, if George Kittle doesn't play, is an option to start. Are there any pass catchers you want to even consider starting on this team?
Surprisingly, Reed, I would say, is the safest pass catcher. I mean, because he might be the only one.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Ayuk right now, but I think isn't Debo still hurt? Or
Yeah, Debo will be
the
back
IR?
week 4
Yeah.
Four,
against the Eagles.
as the injury report says.
Yeah, that's when they're aiming to get him back. He was kind of close to being back pretty much for week 1, so they ended up just throwing him on an IR, playing it safe. But yeah, I'm not confident starting any 49ers pass catcher aside from their tight ends. Running back though, Jerick McKinnon, are you starting him?
I have him ranked
Yeah.
25th this week. But like we said in the last pod, I wouldn't expect him to get more than 12 touches. That's what I'm guessing. If he does, then
I'm so
you might,
close to
might have had a
starting
good
him.
game.
I'm so close to starting him.
I would-
Over
I would
David
think
Johnson.
Yeah, we talked about that last.
You better
podcast. I
stop that
remember
right
you
now.
asked.
Dude,
David Johnson's volume
that
is
right
still
now.
going to be there.
Put that
He
back in your
could be
mouth.
right. 12 touches.
I have David Johnson ranked 18, and alongside Q, I have McKinnon at 25. So I like David Johnson a little bit more than.
I got McKinnon 29, David Johnson 22. I downgraded Johnson a little bit more than you guys against this Pittsburgh front seven. Obviously they scared the crap out of me, but
Yeah, they are scary.
I
No steel wall though.
David Johnson's definitely safer.
Or
He's
steel
guaranteed
curtain, whatever
points,
the fuck they
but
were
Jerick
called.
McKinnon has some upside. I think he's interesting in this matchup, so I wouldn't stray away from starting him as a flex or as your RB2 if you're in some pain. All right. Onto the Giants side of the ball. What Giants pass catcher do you want to start? Golden Tate should probably be in this game. He played last week. And Darius Slayton. Which wide receiver are you looking for with Sterling Shepard out?
I'd just
My
like to note
guy.
that Darius Slayton, the second coming of Jesus, apparently did absolutely nothing when they were down, and Sterling Shepard being out almost the whole second half of football. So I'm going Tate over Slayton.
I think Q just sounds a little bit salty right now.
a little bit. He sounds
because
very, very.
Shepard got hurt, and I was right about Darius Slayton. So
For 1 week.
listen. This week will prove it.
Why do you hate
And-
Slayton? What do you have
I
against
don't.
him?
I just don't think he's the best receiver in
He
New
just
York.
hates my takes. Like I said on a couple podcasts ago, anytime I make a take, Q just shakes his head at me. It's disrespectful.
I do want to
Weird.
see a healthy Tate. I think I would lean towards Tate as the safer option, and obviously Slayton has the more upside. I think Slayton showed in week 1 that he can blow up, And obviously last year he had some flashes too. So Slayton's obviously the more boomer bust guy. Tate will probably get you 4 or 5 catches this game. If he falls into the end zone, helps you out a lot. But
What about Evan Ingram?
Evan Ingram, I think he's a must start for me too, personally. Evan Ingram, if you have him, you're starting him.
The
As
only
long as
must
he's
start.
healthy. He's borderline top 5 tight end. And Saquon is gone for this game. Are you starting any Giants running backs?
That's news to me. Deion Lewis, if you have no other option and you lost Saquon, plug him in.
Yeah.
I would
Plug
start
it
Deion
in,
Lewis
plug it in.
if you're absolutely desperate. I might be desperate in my other league. It's either Deion Lewis or if James White hurts. I mean, if James White plays, not if he hurts.
If he hurts.
We'll talk about James White in a little bit later. But yeah, Deion Lewis, if you're desperate, Devonta Freeman's going to take a little bit to get involved in this offense. Let's pick this game. Are you taking the banged up Niners or the banged up Giants?
I wish they were
mean-
playing the football team this week. Could have been like the injured team versus the football team. I don't know. I thought it was funny in my head. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Niners. I mean, they beat the other New York team who was also banged up last week with their completely hurt offense, and that was with plugging players in and not
Plugging.
having a whole week of practice with them. So I mean, I think the 49ers just destroyed the Giants this week.
The Jets are a different story.
I think it'll be close just because the Giants are home.
Yeah.
The Niners are coming from the road there. So I'm still taking the Niners, though.
I'm doing it again.
You're taking the
Taking
Giants?
I'm doing it again.
Giants?
I like
This,
it. I
this
like
is
it.
the game where I take the lead. Thank you,
Okay,
T-God.
dummy.
Thank you.
I took the Giants last week. They bit me in the ass. I'm pissed about it, so I'm going the Niners. I hope they lose again.
2-0 on games I took alone. Saying.
We'll see. We'll see.
Dude,
Hey, put them in your parlay if you're feeling daring. But
Yeah,
I
put
would-
that-
T-God's in your parlay.
put that free 50 on Thrive Fantasy on the Giants.
All right, on to the next game here. The Washington football team at the Browns. Let's start on the football team side of the ball here. Aside from Terry McLaurin, anyone else?
Nope. No thanks.
Maybe Logan Thomas.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe Logan Thomas.
Yeah, if you're
That's
looking for a
about
tight
it.
end, that's an option. Antonio Gibson, flex option if you're desperate.
Antonio
or if you're
Gibson
hurting at
at
running
20
back.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody on the Gibson train, the hype train, that there was like AP left, Gibson's supposed to be the guy. You might be feeling pretty disappointed right now because he's done absolutely nothing. Nothing like
I
nothing,
wouldn't call
nothing,
it nothing,
like what
but-
they thought he was going to be. Like thought he was going to be AP last year, and he hasn't really been that.
I wouldn't call it nothing. I mean, he's been
Yeah, yeah.
involved. He's got 17 fantasy points through 2 games. He did have 12 last week. He did find the end zone. I want to see him more involved in the passing game. That's really what he was a specialist for at college. He's only got 3 catches right now. So until I see that, I'm a little bit nervous, but I do have him at 25 this week. So I think he's a solid flex option.
I mean, if you've only had 33 carries in college and you went to the NFL, you better have some specialty that's not running. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's catching the ball.
Yeah, exactly. On to the Browns side of the ball. Always interesting to talk about here. We mentioned Nick Chubb and Kareem both being top 15 earlier. Do you downgrade him at all in this matchup against a tough front 7?
I would downgrade Chubb just because of Kareem's better pass catching ability, but you're starting both.
I mean, I wouldn't downgrade them because of a tough front 7. I think that upgrades them a little bit because they're not going to be able to run the ball as much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they just complement each other too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've,
got him.
I've Chubb 14, Hunt 15.
I got Chubb 13, Hunt 15. Got them both as top 15 options. If you have either of them, I think you have to start them.
Yeah, they're both top 15 for me. I have Chubb 12, Kareem 15.
Yeah, so we're all around the same place there. I think both obviously startable this week. Let's move into the pass catchers. Jarvis Landry and OBJ.
Big Sean.
I think Jar's on your bench this week, isn't he, Sean?
Ooh.
Oh,
Now you're calling me
let's-
out on
let's
the
talk about that.
podcast.
Let's talk about it.
I still would start OBJ over Jarv at in this game just because of last week. You saw OBJ go off, and it's another favorable matchup. So I think OBJ has a chance to have a better game. I got him at 23. I think Jarv is still a safe option. I got him at 30, but The only reason I'm benching Jarv this week is James Robinson has a favorable matchup against Miami. I got Kareem Hunt. I'm starting him at my running back as well. I already have Zeke, so I have to start Zeke. And then in my wide receiver 2 spot after DJ Moore, I have T.Y. Hilton in there over Jarv. Both of them have been struggling, but T.Y. Hilton's playing the Jets. Like, if T.Y. Hilton doesn't get it right versus the Jets,
And is the only guy, so
I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that on Calmer Chaos again next week.
I hope not.
I feel like having a Browns receiver on Calmer Chaos could be like a weekly thing.
Yeah,
whatever one stinks. Yeah. But I think both are startable this week. I have them both top 30. What about you guys?
Both top 30, five spots apart. OBJ 18, Jarv 23.
Yeah,
But you're starting. I think you
Go
should
ahead.
start both,
Yeah.
except for maybe in Sean's case where he definitely has a better option.
Yeah, right. Unless you have better options, like Q just said, you're definitely starting both of them. I have OBJ 21. I have Jarv right inside my top 30 at 28.
If you have Jarv this week, I'm benching him, which means he's going to go off. Anytime I bench Jarv and go against my own guy, he goes off. So start him if you have him.
Honestly, anytime Sean gives you advice, go against it. So maybe just listen to this podcast in reverse.
Why do I
when
do
you
a
wanna hear Sean
podcast?
talk.
Yeah, right.
right.
Sean is always on opposite day.
Anyways, is Baker startable this week in a favorable matchup against the Washington football team?
I'm sure there's
I think
12
it's gonna be-
better options.
Yeah,
He's gonna be running.
Unless you don't have one of them and
Yeah.
you're forced to start him. I mean, I guess you put him in there and you pray before the
He's gonna
game
be running for
starts.
his life. He's gonna be running
Yeah.
for his life against TJ Watt.
Yeah, I'm not starting Baker. I think only in a 2 quarterback league would you start him. He's outside my top 20. I'm not looking to start him this week.
Yeah.
Pick him for this game. Who are you picking between the football team and the Browns?
Steelers. Oh,
Steelers.
I don't know. Oh, I
Wake
think it's-
up. Wake
Yo,
up.
Q, this is why you're last in picks.
It was
This is
a
why.
tough week for me school
You
wise.
just picked the Steelers in football
going-
team Browns matchup.
Oh my god, I said TJ Watt too. I'm thinking of the wrong
Yo,
game.
you are.
We're going Browns.
We should have gave Q the night off. Yeah, I took the Browns too.
Yeah, Q,
Yep.
school is killing you.
Sweep it. I'm taking the Browns too. Although I do think this will be a little bit closer than people expect.
Yo,
Matt,
way to
Matt,
just
Matt.
assume the sweep.
Matt, come on. Don't play with me. Don't act dumb. We
All
took
right.
the Browns.
All right, Matt's taking the
All right,
Redskins.
All right.
Sorry.
No,
Oh, we're
Whoa,
getting.
R-word.
Oh
Yo,
man.
Last time,
look,
it's your
see-
turn.
Maybe
I'm
we should
taking
take
the
it.
Brown.
We should have taken tonight as a whole off.
He left. We
Dude.
lost the. The
Let's
producer of
just
the
change.
We got to
TJ
start
Watt,
streaming on YouTube now.
Chase Young. Chase Young will have Baker Mayfield running for his life.
podcast. Yes, I would
Yeah,
agree.
There you go.
Either way, we're all taking the Browns. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns.
All right, Bengals at Eagles. Now this matchup should be pretty interesting. Both of these teams are struggling. Let's start on the Bengals side of the ball. Is Mixon still top 15 this week for you guys?
Mixon
Off of
is-
potential.
is top 15.
Off of
He's
potential. Yes.
16.
He's 13.
16. Q's got him outside top
Ooh.
15.
I got him at
I
13.
got him at 14.
I got him
14.
Yo, see, guys, you're a smart man. I got him at 13 too.
Ah.
Look, T-Gods likes Mixon more than I do. It's a miracle.
That's a
Eagles front 7
Mixon
scares me
miracle.
still a little bit. I still think the Eagles have a decent run defense, but Darrell Henderson gashed him last week, so I'm really not that scared.
Mm.
And I think Mixon's going to have to be involved in this game. And I think this is the game he finally finds the end zone. So
I could see it
definitely
being
keep
a
rolling
big.
Mixon out there.
Could be a big Geo game. Every Philly team always just lets the odd guy go off. So maybe if it's Geo, don't be surprised. Don't say I didn't tell you so.
Yeah, I don't think
Theo
so.
and the
I still think it's
mustache.
going to be Mixon, unless the Bengals fall down a lot and they keep.
Which could
bringing
happen.
Gio.
Let's go, Birds.
Well, maybe it could happen. Let's move on to the other side of the ball real quick. Since Q is saying it's going to happen, is Wentz. Are you starting Wentz this week? Are you confident in him?
He's my breakout this week.
Oh,
I guess we'll talk
Yo,
about
yikes.
you
that a
got to
little
save
bit
that for
later.
later, player. Come on.
Yikes.
But I
My-
think Wentz is startable. I got him at 13. If Wentz doesn't get it right this week, it's absolute chaos on Carson Wentz.
Oh my God.
All right, Sean, start him and swing me Minshew.
No, I'm starting Minshew over him. I am benching him because I have the option to bench him, but in most leagues you probably don't. I'd
Yeah.
consider starting him.
I mean, with Rager being out, I don't know. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I still think DJ.
His options are just
can get
his.
it
Yeah,
going, but
Just
it
tight
makes-
ends he's
wide
throwing
receivers
to.
make me nervous.
it's getting more scarce by the week.
Let's stay on the Eagles side of the ball before we go back to the Bengals pass catchers. Is Miles Sanders locked back in? Do you guys have him top 10 this week?
Top 5. He's number 5
Top
this week.
5, baby. I got him number 4.
I got him at 6.
You both got him top 5. Wow. I got him right outside my top 5. I got him at 6.
Great week back
4,
off
5,
an
and
injury.
6.
We'll get into one guy I got in the top 5 a little later.
They got him involved off the bat, even with the fumble early in the game.
Right.
They
Well, that's
trusted
just-
him, and he, like, with the touches he was given, he produced with those touches. So I see them being up in this game, and I see them just feeding him more in the second half than usual.
Yep.
He's proven number 1, and also they had to eat the fumble because who else are they going to bench him for? Clement
Boston
and
Scott.
Boston Scott again? No.
Yeah, I think you got to keep running Miles Sanders out there. He's the number 1 in the Eagles backfield. It seems they showed it even after the fumble. So keep rolling them out there. AJ Green and Tyler Boyd this week. Who do you prefer after a slow start for AJ?
I'm going Boyd here just because the shadowing of the cornerback that he has on him most likely is going to be Slay. And everyone seems to be burning Maddox on the other side. So
That's a year in and year out.
any number 2 usually is getting burnt. But
Yeah.
I'm feeling good starting Boyd this week
Yeah,
over
me too.
AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel good starting both of them.
Yeah, they could both put out some solid outings. But who do I think would get a touchdown?
Boyd.
Yeah, I'm starting. I would feel okay starting both of them personally. I do like Boyd a little bit more as well, though. I'm with you guys there.
Yep.
Pick them for this game. Bengals at Eagles. As a podcast full of Eagles fans, I feel like we're going to be biased, but I am going to take the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Sean, I wish you would have said Bengals. I would've
You
picked
guys
you.
might take Bengals. I think. Don't.
Should I?
Don't do it.
If y'all want me to do it again.
No,
No,
Eagles
Take-
lose
all right,
this
take-
game.
no,
the
no,
Eagles
no,
season
take
is pretty
them
much
so I
over.
can take
Listen,
a
I'm
two-game
always
lead.
right when I pick by myself. So for the sake of the Eagles, I'll pick the Eagles.
Oh my God, they're gonna get blown out.
If we get blown out to the Bengals,
Joe Burrow
Season's
career
over.
day.
500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Knock
Season's
on
over
wood.
the Eagles if they
And
lose.
Carson Wentz
Yeah,
benched.
honestly,
Who's
we
knocked?
might as well just
Scared me.
Matt knocked.
That-
Scared
I
me
knocked
too.
on
thought
Oh
someone
my
was-
God.
I'm sorry. Yo, I'm sorry.
I thought someone was breaking into the Zoom call.
Probably Doug Peterson.
Because I didn't want Joe Burrow to go off for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Doug Peterson heard you say that.
All right, let's move on from the
What?
Eagles. Raiders at Patriots. The Las Vegas Raiders are 2-0. After upsetting the Saints, do they still have it in them to upset the Patriots? We will discuss in a little bit. But let's start on the Patriots side of the ball. Cam Newton. Where do you guys have him this week? I think he's elite. So I have him right outside my top 5 at QB6.
I have
What
him
about you
at
guys?
6 also. I think it's another big day for Cam.
I got him at
Big day
7.
for Cam. I got him at 7.
For a team that-
Yo, we're clicking right now, baby.
I love you.
I love you more.
A team that couldn't stop Kamara last week. Maybe they draw some more run plays for Cam.
They're going to
Either-
keep running the game. So, yeah.
I think he has a big day.
Yeah, I'm definitely all in on Cam this week. On the other side of the ball, Derek Carr. He had a pretty big game against the Saints and made you think like maybe he's got some fantasy value, but he's playing the New England Patriots secondary. Do you think he struggles a lot in this game?
Yeah.
A lot?
A lot.
I don't know if a lot.
Yeah, not a lot.
I think this might be
But,
a flop game for Derek Carr. I think this might be like he showed some promise against the Saints. Can he do it 2 weeks in a row at the Patriots in Foxborough? Makes me nervous.
I think even if they weren't playing the Patriots after that game, I still would say the only safe players in Las Vegas would be Jacobs and Waller.
Yeah. I feel like Derek Carr always finds a way to shine in prime time. And then, like, the games that are under the radar, he just blows.
So every other game.
Yeah, every other game is – if he's playing on Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, he's going to suck.
Speaking of Darren Waller, do you downgrade him in this matchup? You know, Bill Belichick in the past has focused on one guy to take away from a team. Is Darren Waller that guy that they focus all their attention on?
Nope. I think they focus on Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm not downgrading Josh Jacobs, and I'm probably not downgrading Waller. I think I have Waller at tight end 7, so maybe a little bit lower than normally top 5.
Yeah.
I think they're both just too good, though.
Yeah,
Skill-wise.
I mean, Darren Waller went
And the-
crazy
and the,
last week
uh,
against Malcolm Jenkins. So
Burns.
The
I forgot how to
opportunities
stop
are
him.
going to be there. They're both going to get their touches.
You know who has a big game this week in Las Vegas?
Who?
Nelson Aguilar.
Oh my god.
Stop mentioning him on
Q,
podcasts.
go to bed.
He was very slightly involved. I don't think you're starting any other Raiders pass catchers. Edwards and Ruggs are showing flashes.
Ruggs still
but
hurt
I think still
or
nervous.
dealing with something.
Onto the Patriots run game. James White, I know we'll talk about him a little bit more going forward, but he had that tragic accident this past weekend when he was shockingly out. So you don't know if he'll be back this week with losing his father and possibly his mother. It's a horrible situation. You don't ever want to see it.
Prayers
James
out
White,
to the White family.
if he does play, he's definitely going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. It's going to be a special game for him when he does come back. So someone to start if you have him. But if you don't, if he may not end up playing this week, we'll see how that turns out. But for the Patriots pass catchers, you know Cam doesn't like to throw too much. Edelman or Harry, and are you starting either of them?
Edelman, I have ranked 16th this week. I mean, like I said in the preseason pods, he was a steal for where he was being taken in the draft. Just because there was no Brady, they thought he wasn't going to be as good. But clearly, he's Cam's guy. N'Keal Harry, though,
He's interesting.
He's
He's very
been
interesting.
surprising. I was thinking about adding him this past week, and somebody scooped him, so I was like, I guess it was for the best. But
it was his coming
I
out
don't
game.
know.
My guy's becoming something.
I still am not a big N'Keal Harry guy. He did have a good game, and it was a game where they had to throw the ball a ton. I don't think they're going to have to throw as much against the Raiders, so I think it's going to be a more run-heavy game. I think if you're starting a pass catcher, it's Edelman. I got him as wide receiver 21. But N'Keal Harry, I would just hold on my bench until they play a tougher opponent.
Yeah, if
Until
you
I
own
see
Edelman,
it
you're starting him.
proven.
Yep.
All right. Pick them for this game. Raiders at Patriots. Who you taking?
Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots. I think the Raiders get upset.
Don't be cute. Don't be cute. Don't
Matt?
be cute, you guys.
Matt's thinking.
Matt, you want to do it with me?
I can't see the Raiders go 3-0, man. I
The
think they're a good
Raiders
team.
upset me last week, and it made me mad because I was gonna pick them. So I'm gonna go with my gut this week and pick the Patriots.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm taking the Patriots.
It's hard to
I
pick
just can't
against
do
That's
it.
a neck.
I can't do
That's
it.
a neck.
I could.
It's hard
I
to pick against him. Let's move on to the next game here. Let's keep it rolling. Bears at Falcons. Falcons, you're pretty much locked in. Matt Ryan, Ridley, and Julio, as long as Julio plays. Just monitor his practice tomorrow on Friday, see if he's practicing. But even if he doesn't practice, Julio still has played without weeks of practice. So not anything to worry about, really. Matt Ryan, Ridley, and Julio locked in. Any other pass catchers you're starting? Russell Gage or Hayden Hurst?
They're all top 10 plays, by the way.
Yeah,
I think you can start both.
Russell Gage and Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
You could start anybody on the Falcons offense.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be as much
Not
of a shootout
anybody, but-
against the
and not Ito
Bears.
Smith.
And I think the Bears
Yeah.
are the best defense
Not
they're
Ito Smith.
playing this season. I like Russell Gage to be that third option if one takes over as the other over Hayden Hurst. I think Russell Gage has proven to have a relationship with Matt Ryan. I like Russell Gage a lot. But I probably am not starting either of them. Maybe Hayden Hurst if I need a tight end. I think I have Hayden Hurst as tight end 13 and
I have
Russell
him at
Gage
15.
way further
I think if
down.
Julio doesn't play,
Oh, yeah.
I think you
Oh,
have
yeah,
to start
100%.
Gage.
I think
100%.
Julio
Gage
definitely
becomes-
plays though.
Gage
But if he
becomes a
doesn't, you
solid flex
100%
option.
start Gage.
Are you guys still confident in Gurley? Are you starting him, or are you a little bit nervous? Is this a week where you think about benching him?
I
I'm
have-
Definitely
nervous,
starting him.
but
Yeah.
With all
I-
the running back injuries, I don't think there's a way that you don't start them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, unless you're blessed like that and haven't suffered any injuries, then maybe you have a better option. But other than that, you're starting them.
He's becoming more of a flex play now. He's just
Yeah,
I
definitely
don't see
not the
him-
running back too that you drafted him at.
I have him at
Yeah.
22 this week. So I actually have Montgomery, I think, ahead of him at 20. I think I feel safer playing him against the Falcons.
I'm still favoring Todd Gurley,
Yeah.
despite that weird noise I just made thinking about it.
You said,
I have Gurley at 17. I have Montgomery at 20. So
17.
I
I
still
have
confident
Gurley at
Gurley is my
17
RB2.
too.
Until we see worse, but I think he might end up scoring in this game. So as long as he scores, Gurley's fine.
I hate that word might.
Anyways, besides
Sorry.
Matt's weird hatred for the word might, is
I
Mitch
need
a viable
definite
starter this week?
touchdowns.
Sorry, what was it?
Mitch Trubisky
Mm.
No,
starting.
he's back to being garbage.
he's playing Atlanta, so I think he's worth an option. I just made another weird noise. What am I
I
doing?
just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, Sean.
I don't think you
You're
ever know
tweaking.
what you're gonna get with Mitch, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm scared
He's a mixed
to
bag.
ever
You got to be feeling lucky.
even own him.
Yeah. Despite no confidence in Mitch, I am very confident in A-Rob. I think it's going to be a bounce back game. Where do you guys have A-Rob ranked?
This week.
I have right outside my top 10 at number 11.
I have him at 7. I
have
think
him
this
at
is a big game
6.
for him. Big game
Yeah,
for A-Rob.
Yeah, I'll talk
I
about
think
A-Rob
this
a
is
little bit later,
A-Rob's
too.
bounce back game. Yeah.
Yeah. Q, you did mention David Montgomery. We already kind of touched on him here. I think he's a solid RB2. He showed some flashes last week that we haven't seen in a while, so which gives me some confidence in him. I want to see it continue against Atlanta's poor offense.
Now he's my RB2, so
Yeah, after losing Saquon. Tough break, dude. All right, pick him for this game. Bears at Falcons. Who got?
The Falcons.
the Dirty Birds.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons.
I think the Falcons are up so much in this game that, like, if they blow it, they should just quit as a franchise.
I think I'd rather be in the Jets position, just losing definite, than blowing
right.
the lead like that.
Yeah, that's a really tough way to lose. That onside kick was super weird.
They don't know how to play football. Like, I wish I was on the field because I would have saved that game.
All they had to do is pick it up.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
pick
they
it
just
up.
grab it. Fall on it.
Yeah,
I
don't
think it
even
was
pick it up.
Hayden Hurst, the one who messed it up.
That's one of the fundamental drills you should run in practice is recovering an onside kick. And clearly the Falcons lack that.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup here. We got the Rams at the Bills. Josh Allen will start with the quarterback for the Bills. I know you guys said he's top 5 this season. You guys have him ranked top 5 this week.
Of course. I have him right.
I got him at
at
number
5.
6.
Yeah, I
Got
have him
him
at 5.
7.
And all 5 of the people that you said yesterday on the podcast are above him.
Yeah, I've got those same 5 and Cam Newton ahead of him this week. I like Cam Newton.
I
against the
know
Raiders.
someone who you didn't mention who's not in my top 5, but we'll save that for later.
Oh God,
Interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I forget if you said it or not. I
We'll-
don't
we'll
think you
keep
said
it-
his name, but
We'll keep it in the back pocket. Anyways, for the Bills pass catchers, we touched on them a little bit last podcast. Diggs or Brown this week? Who would you prefer? It's pretty much their first tough matchup against the secondary.
I have Diggs ranked number 15 this week. But you're confident starting both.
Yeah, I definitely like both. If I had to pick one, obviously it'd be Diggs, but I like them both.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
I like.
Go ahead, Shawnee.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I like both as well. I did downgrade Diggs a lot this week. I got him at 25. Just nervous about Ramsey if he ends up shadowing him.
Yo,
I
Q,
think
we're
that
trying to warn
Ramsey.
you about Ramsey Island, bro. That shit ain't no joke.
And I got John Brown at 36. I think I'm a little too low on him. I might move him up a couple spots before Sunday, but I like them
Yeah.
both as starting options this week.
How do you have Josh
But-
Allen at 7 then?
I think
Regardless,
Josh Allen can run the ball.
All right,
yeah,
that's fair.
true.
It's fair, but
Regardless, I have Stephon Diggs at 16. I have John Brown outside my top 25 at 28. So I'm starting Diggs regardless if Jalen Ramsey's following him all game. I think Josh Allen's going to find a way to get him the ball. And I feel like this game is going to be a shootout.
Yeah, it's definitely a shootout potential. So I wouldn't be shocked. But moving on to the running game, Singletary's stock might be up if Zach Moss misses. So he's questionable this week. He did miss practice on Wednesday. Are you guys confident in Singletary this week if Zach Moss is out? And if he is, are you starting either of them?
Back to hating both of these running backs. Just let Josh Allen run the show.
I think
Josh
if-
Allen is their best running back.
I
He's a
agree.
Quarterback. Sorry. But
Yeah.
Devin Singletary proved last year that he could be the number 1 back. Zach Moss wasn't there last year. They had Frank Gore vulturing touches from him, but he still found a way to produce. And I think if Zach Moss misses this week, I think that Devin Singletary has a pretty good game. I think his touches are going to be there. He's going to produce off of them. So I would feel comfortable starting Devin Singletary.
Yeah, and I think this will be a challenge for the Bills, their first real challenge of the season against the Rams after putting up 37 points last week against the Eagles. I think Singletary will be more involved this game. So I'd prefer Singletary. I got him at 23. I got Zach Moss at 35 if he does end up playing.
Yep.
Moving on to the Rams side of the ball, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Are you downgrading them all against a tough Bills defense?
Actually, surprisingly, maybe surprising after their good week last week. I'm scared of this Rams this Bills defense. So I have Woods at 23 and Cup at 27.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a drop. I got him
Tre'Davious
a little
White.
bit higher than you, but
problem.
yeah,
That's a-
Tre'Davious White is elite. I got Woods at 19, Cup at 22. Matt, where do you got him at?
I have Woods right at 14. I have Cooper Kupp
14.
at 18.
He's still hot. You still think they're going to be able to move the ball against this Bills D?
Like I said, it has potential to be a shootout.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think
could.
Goff comes down to earth. I'm sure we're going to talk about him, but I think after last week being nearly perfect throwing the ball, I think back to normal Goff this week.
Yeah, I think Goff had a really big game last week. I do think Goff can be startable moving forward, but this game I would definitely not consider starting him against the Bills.
I mean, he also threw 3 touchdowns to Tyler Higbee against the Eagles,
Yeah.
so that's not saying much.
That's
That
a
was the
head
next-
scratcher.
That was the next guy I was going to move on to. Is Tyler Higbee now elite, or are you still a little bit nervous? Was that kind of a fluky game?
Nope, I'm starting him week in and week out.
He's not scoring
he-
3 touchdowns every game.
Yeah, nobody
Obviously.
is scoring 3 touchdowns a week unless they're like Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes. But last year he proved in the last few weeks that he could be elite, and he was elite. I'm pretty sure he ranked top 10 out of all fantasy players.
All fantasy players in the last 5 weeks.
in the last 5 weeks.
Under the Mahomes.
In week 2 this year, he put on a show, so I don't see it like he could definitely be a tight end 1 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
inside my top 10 this week.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Higbee as well. Definitely starting him. I got him above Waller this week at my tight end 6. So
Ooh.
I have him at 7, not above Waller though.
yeah.
Where's my guy?
What, if any, Rams running back do you start this week?
Mm,
I feel like they're all
Carousel
dealing with an
right now.
injury.
I don't-
But
Except Henderson. Henderson's healthy now.
yeah, Henderson's the guy you want. Cam Akers, he has the bone bruise, I think, or some type of cartilage injury, and Malcolm Brown is dealing with like a broken thumb, where he had to get surgery. So that could be something he's also recovering from. Henderson, I guess, is the guy that you're stuck with this week.
Yeah, Henderson's the guy for the time being. Not preferable of this matchup. I got him at 32. I got Malcolm Brown at 41 if he plays. Cam Akers if he plays too. I don't even have him ranked. I don't know if he's going to play. So basically, it depends on who's playing. It depends on who's hot. I like Henderson as the hot guy. So if you're going to start one, start Henderson. But I'm pretty much avoiding this backfield until I get a clearer picture.
2 weeks,
Pause
2 hot
because
guys.
Sean said he likes a hot guy. So
oh,
I
yeah.
did- I did just say
Whatever.
2 weeks. I did just say 2 weeks, 2 hot
yeah,
guys. so.
we're gonna pause on Sean and Q real quick.
Whatever. Let's move. Let's pick them. Let's pick this game. Rams at Bills. Who you got?
Bills.
Rams are actually an underdog, and I'm taking the Rams.
Wait,
I'm
Q,
Bills.
who you taking, Q?
Bills.
I'm
I'm
confident
taking-
that Jared Goff wins that game for the Rams.
I'm taking the Bills as well. I'm with Q on this one.
Let's go.
T
Hmm,
gods,
This is a tough game.
This is
dare
gonna be a
you.
close
I
game.
dare you to leave me out to dry so I could take the lead.
But I
on
don't
you.
want to because I want to take the Rams.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. We're
respect
split
it.
even.
I respect
Q,
it.
we really need this to go in our favor. We gotta catch up.
Yeah, you guys are slacking.
Stay over there.
All right, on to the next.
I'm over
game.
here.
I'm over here. On to the next game. Texans at Steelers. This should also be a pretty good game. Texans' easiest matchup of the season, shockingly. What are you downgrading most Texans this week against that Steelers defense?
Watson, number 9 this week. And I almost put him at 10 and maybe outside the top 10. I just think it's another rough game for him.
Hugh, you were the Watson hater this year. I got Watson at 14. I'm way lower than you this week.
Ooh,
I thought I was
have
hitting
Watson
him at 9.
8.
I
I have
am
Watson at
nervous.
8.
I am nervous about Watson this week. The Pittsburgh defense looks elite. I am not confident that this is the week he breaks out. He struggled a lot last week against the Ravens. I think he's going to struggle again in Pittsburgh this week.
I think this is the week that he proves that he is the QB1 you draft him as. Top 5 QB.
I think it's
Throwing to
another
who?
Right. I think
Yeah,
it's just
but-
another week proving that
He could run
needs
it.
D-Hop.
He could run it.
Yeah, he can run it. He can do that.
He can throw
He
some
can run
picks
the
too.
ball. Not
I'm
if you're
starting-
running.
I am confident in Deshaun Watson moving forward after this week. He's got Minnesota and the Jags coming up. So I think that's when you start to see Deshaun Watson and Volt come back.
He has had the worst schedule of all time.
That karma
the
for
first
getting
three
rid
games.
of Hopkins.
Yeah, apparently. Are you starting Will Fuller after a big donut last week?
No, not till I know what's going on.
Yeah, like what's up with Bull?
His life is in question.
Yeah, that weird hamstring injury came out, still finished the game with 0 points. So makes me nervous. I got him to 33, downgraded in this matchup. I had him in the mid 20s last week. So nervous, but if you have to, I would start him.
I actually have both Texans wide receivers ranked outside of my top 30.
Me too. Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. Actually, I have Brandon Cooks a lot lower too. So let's move on to the other side of the ball here. Big Ben has looked like the Big Ben of old. Is he worth a look this week? Do you guys have him close to your top 10?
Number 13.
I also said this before the year started. I said Big Ben was going to come back and be nice, and you guys all said,
I wanted to see it first.
I remember
Week 11,
saying.
I mean, I got him at 11 this week, so shut up, man. I got him at 11 this week. I like him. I think I'm starting Big Ben, and I think Juju and Deontay Johnson are both locked in as starters at this point. If you have either of them, start them. If you got Deontay Johnson, you might have a better option that you drafted, but with all the targets he's getting, he feels like he's almost a must start at this point.
Yeah, this week,
Yeah.
this week 2, Deontay Johnson is what we expect to see out of him. That's why we all considered him a breakout coming into the season. And James Conner, if he's healthy, which he is as far as we know, should be a large piece of this offense going against ranked number 25 run D.
Yeah, I was going to say, is he an RB2 again after last week? I actually have him ranked at 16, so I'm pretty confident in James Conner this week.
Yeah.
I think he's back.
If
let's
he's
take this
healthy.
game. Yeah, if he's healthy.
If he's healthy.
But he is healthy right now. He proved it. He played well. I'm starting him until I see otherwise.
Yep.
Pick him for this game. Texans at Steelers.
Easy
The
peasy.
Texans
Steelers.
get on the board.
Easy peasy.
Steelers.
I think Matt might be leaning towards D-Watt over
Do
there.
it, Matt. I dare you to do it.
I'm doing it. I'm taking the Texans,
Okay.
baby.
Dummy.
Wow.
I'm back in the lead.
Wow.
Stupid.
Come on,
Stupid.
baby.
Matt,
D-Watt.
just remember every
Matt.
time you pick
D-Watt
against
putting up
D-Gods,
30
he calls you a
plus
dummy.
fantasy
Dummy.
points.
Matt, I'm going with you. As much as I am nervous about Houston against this defense, I'm taking Houston.
Deshaun Watson
I think they just find a way to
shows
win
out, baby.
after two
yes.
incredibly tough opponents. I feel like they have to find a win.
No.
This week.
The Texans
Why?
do not start 0-3.
Why?
Texans don't start on 3. I like the Texans. I like
They
Deshaun
don't.
Watson. Even though I have them ranked lower, I'm nervous, but I feel like they somehow find a way to win this game.
Yep. I'm right there with
Oh.
you, Sean.
Right.
We're going to miss football.
Yeah,
All right.
we really are.
We're
We
go-
need to
like-
hurry up.
We're not even at an hour yet. We're still pushing.
Come
We're
on,
still
come on,
going.
come on.
Got a few
Yeah.
more games to get
Last
through.
time we were so perfect with it.
Let's start going. Titans at Vikings. Will Kirk Cousins bounce back?
I pray to God that he does.
I mean,
I
anything can consider a bounce back at this point.
Yeah,
you
you
hope he
can't do
does.
much worse than -2 fantasy points.
-2.
Yeah, you
Three
hope he bounces
picks.
back.
God, that's horrible.
You hope he bounces back this week. You're definitely still starting Dalvin Cook. You're definitely still starting Thielen. Don't worry about them.
Thank you,
That's
Sean.
pretty much that whole offense. Like, I don't think you're starting anyone else on that team. So let's move on to the Titan side of the ball. A little bit more interesting. Is Tannehill a legit fantasy quarterback?
Yes.
Rank number
Yes.
16 this week.
I got him at 15. I like him against this matchup. I'm
14.
still just, I want to see it happen more and more, and I want to see him push towards the top 10 in my ranks. And he's shown so far that he can do it. And even with getting AJ Brown back, he might be even better. So
Is
I
he
like
coming
Tannehill
back?
moving forward.
I hope so.
I don't know if he's coming back. We'll see. Monitor his practice. Check on Friday. Friday's always the most important practice day.
Sounds good.
Struggling Vikings D, ranking 31st against the wide receiver. So if AJ's back, he's in.
Gotta start him, 100%. Derrick Henry, big game. Is this where he really blows up? Gets into the end zone a couple times.
I think he at least finds the end zone for the first time this year.
Did he
One
find the end
rush,
zone week
1 yard, 1 touchdown.
Did
He may
he?
have found the end zone week 1.
Did he?
He struggled last week and he didn't find the end zone, but I think he might have found the end zone week 1.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
You're right. He
That was
didn't.
Melvin
He had
Gordon.
3
He
catches
did.
for 15 yards. That got him to double-digit fantasy points, 15. He has not found the end
He-
zone, so I think he finds the end zone. I'm with
Derrick
you guys on that
Henry breaks out this week.
All right, Matt's calling it. Listen to him.
Listen
if
to
no-
me. Unless you're cast, don't listen to me.
If no, if no AJ Brown, are you starting Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, both of them?
Johnny
Yeah.
Smith for sure. Corey Davis, nah.
Corey Davis flex option.
Yeah.
If you're desperate, I'm
yeah,
not.
if you're desperate.
Yeah, I'm not going out of my way to
16-team
start him.
league.
I think he's worth a flex in 12-team league if you're desperate.
I can't even make
Or
fun of
Michael
people being.
Thomas.
Yeah,
Can't make
Q,
fun
you're
of
the
people
most
being desperate because I've become the most desperate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
you're-
Galladay doesn't play, you're starting like Christian Kirk. and
Galladay's
he's been
practice today. He's
awful.
playing.
You're desperate like an ugly girl on OnlyFans.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. Pick them for this game. Titans at Vikings. Who you got?
Titans.
Titans. The tits.
The tits.
I am taking Minnesota.
Sean, I love you. Minnesota.
Bounce back for
That's
the
2 in a row
Vikings.
for me and Shawnee boy.
Titans got
Oh,
away
we're
with one last
Go
week
kiss 'em.
against the Jags. I'm with it.
Mwah.
All right. Panthers at Chargers. A little bit interesting for the Chargers offense. Herbert will be starting as Tyrod Taylor is out indefinitely. Are you starting Justin Herbert?
No.
No. He has given life to
He's
this
that.
offense.
Let's move on. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I was just kidding. Q, go ahead.
Tyrod Taylor, please go sue that doctor. But
Yeah, right. Like,
until then, Herbert's the guy. He brought life to this offense last week. He showed Eckler. He brought him back to life to what he's supposed to be. Keenan Allen, what you're used to seeing from him and Hunter Henry. Tyrod Taylor just may have been holding back this offense.
Yeah. Herbert looked dummy good, but I'm still not confident starting him.
Yeah.
He looked really good as a player.
Yeah, I wouldn't start him. He looked good though, and it is a favorable matchup. So if you do need someone to start, he's worth an option. He's worth a flyer to pick up, throw on your bench, and I think he does. I agree with Q. Puts the stock up for the Chargers, pass catchers, and whatnot. On to the other side of the ball, Mike Davis, viable starter this week. Where do you guys have him ranked with Christian McCaffrey out?
Number one, where Christian McCaffrey would be.
Oh,
No, I'm
my
just kidding.
goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. I have him
gonna
at
say.
20. I have him at 23.
I got him right behind Q at 24.
I got him right behind both you guys at 28.
There are
All right,
rumors of
I'm the
Curtis
highest
Samuel
on
being
him. Then I
running
got
back.
him at 22.
If
Yeah, I
Curtis
think-
Samuel's running back, be aware.
The
Yeah,
next
that's-
Ty Montgomery.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to actually talk about him in a minute, but before we do, let's get to the pass catchers. DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are playing one of the best secondaries in the league. How much did you downgrade them this week?
DJ Moore, I have him at number 22.
you
Never been a
downgraded him a
DJ
lot.
Moore fan, but he just hasn't proven to me that he was supposed to be drafted where he was.
I'm actually pretty high on DJ Moore this week. I have him at 17. But a couple of podcasts ago, I said sell high on Robbie Anderson. I'm not too big on him. I have him ranked outside of my top 30, actually. So I trust DJ Moore a lot more in this matchup than Robbie Anderson.
Hopefully, you sold Robbie Anderson when you told him to sell Robbie
Yes,
Anderson.
right. Listen to me.
Yeah, I got DJ Moore at 15, so I like him more than you guys. I still think he's going to produce just because they're going to have to throw to stay involved in this game, and somebody's got to catch the passes. Even in a tough matchup, DJ Moore is going to end up catching a volume. I think he's going to end up with at least like 10 targets. He's been a volume guy thus far. Robbie Anderson, more of a desperation play. I think he's going to end up with Chris Harris on him, so makes me a little nervous on him. I got him outside my top 32. I think actually I'm outside top 40, so not starting Robbie, but definitely starting DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel, like I wanted to mention, he had 4 carries for 26 yards. He might be a part of this backfield, especially if they get down. He might be in a lot more than Mike Davis trying to catch the passes out of the backfield. So I think he's interesting as a pickup, but I want to see it happen first.
Yeah.
You guys agree with that?
You have like 4 to 6
Yeah.
weeks to see what he does. If
Are
if
you
he becomes
actually able to play him as a running back in fantasy right
they'll
now?
have to change his
Not
position.
yet. I think you'd have to see him get more carries, and then they might change it. But
Okay.
as of right now, he's just a wide receiver, so you can flex him or whatnot. But
Gotcha.
I wouldn't start him this week either way.
Yeah.
I think he's worth an ad if you're desperate. All right, pick him for this game. Panthers at Chargers. Who you got?
Charges.
Chargers. The young rook.
Go Chargers, go! I'm taking the Chargers.
I am taking thy Chargers too.
Herbert eats some sherbet.
Herbert's
get
going to get
this
his first
W.
NFL win.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. We still got a bunch of games to get through. So Jets at the Colts. Any Jets are starting?
No, they're horrible.
Let me think
Jamison
about it.
Crowder, if he's healthy, is the only one I would consider
And he's
as
still-
flex option.
I wish Sam Darnold was on a better offense because I feel like he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I think Adam Gase was carried by Peyton Manning, and now he stinks as a head
Yeah.
coach. All right. Moving on to the other side of the ball because no one really talked about on the Jets. Rivers, a viable option if you're desperate. He's playing the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets defense.
Jets sucks.
He
So,
could have a big
so-
game. And it is Phil
I mean,
Rivers.
like
He could have a big game,
could start him.
but I still think this might be a more run favorable game. T.Y. Hilton bounce back.
Yeah, I've met 17 this week. I think he sees a larger role without Paris Campbell.
If it's any game, it's this game.
Yeah.
I agree. I like T.Y. Hilton this week. I think he does bounce back. If he doesn't, absolute chaos. Other Colts pass catchers that might be interesting: Michael Pittman, Zach Pascal, Ali Cox. If you're desperate at tight end, but I'm not really going out of my way to start any of them. I want to see how that works out over the next couple of weeks. Running back Jonathan Taylor. Where do you guys have him ranked this week? I think
Number
he's the
7.
highest.
Number 7. He's
Number
proven that
7.
he could be the guy there. He had like 49 snaps. Wilkins had 17 or something, and Hines had only 9. So clearly he's the guy, as we predicted.
I got him
I
at
I have
10.
him. Yeah, I got him right inside my top 10 at number 9.
I got him at 5. Jonathan Taylor explodes against the Jets this week. Jonathan Taylor goes off. If you have Jonathan Taylor, you're starting him. The Jets absolutely suck. Mostert had like 20 fantasy points in like a quarter and a half.
Right,
I
in a
think
quarter.
Jonathan Taylor is going to score at least 1 touchdown, maybe 2 against the Jets. He's going to be super involved. And I think Hines is still possibly worth a start if you need somebody. But when they go up, it shows that Hines does not play that much. So I would be a little bit nervous starting him. All right, pick him for this game. Jets
Not
at
asking.
Colts.
Not asking you guys.
Let's not ask. Let's just move on. We're all
Colts,
talking
Jets.
Colts. Q, shut up. I'm not even going to listen to you. I know you're kidding. All right, on to the next one here. Cowboys at the Seahawks. Shootout of the week.
Yep.
Definitely.
I think the over/under on this game is like 55 points.
That's low.
Like-
That's too low.
That's
I think there's going to
insane.
be 2 big point games this week. I think it's this one and one we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yep.
But you're obviously starting Russ. You're obviously starting Dak. Both locked in as pretty much top 5.
Top
I
5,
could
yeah.
I consider Russ putting him at number 1. It was between him and Kyler, but I just think Lamar has more favorable matchups, so I'm putting him at number 1. So Russ is at number 3.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're both top 5. I got Russ 4, Dak 5. And you're obviously starting them. You're obviously starting Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson. They're pretty much all locked in. Everyone, this game is going to be high scoring. You want to get as much as you can. You're obviously starting Zeke too. Do you guys think Zeke is the number 1 running back now? I know we
Number-
talked about Aaron Jones earlier, but
Number 2.
This week, I agree with Q. I have Kamara ranked over him.
yeah, I have Kamara at 1 this week. I have Zeke at 2 for the season. For the rest of the season, I think Zeke may end up finishing number 1. I think it's going to
It's
be
a
between
toss-up.
him, Kamara, Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, and then Derrick Henry. Probably
Yeah,
those are the top
maybe
5
if
right
he
now.
picks it up.
If you do need a flyer this week, I would consider maybe CeeDee Lamb. He's had a larger role in this offense, bigger
He had
than
a
I
good
thought he
game
would.
last week.
Yeah, larger than
Me
I thought
too.
he would.
Yep. And I think he's worth a start. I think Gallup also would be an option if you're looking for a piece of that pie in this game. Dalton
tough.
Schultz also worth a start. I
Really?
really don't want you guys to rank
Hey.
him.
Joey Schultz, I got him ranked at number 16.
Yeah.
If
I
it
didn't
was
rank
Joey
him.
Schultz, he'd be higher.
If it was
Yeah.
Joey Schultz, he'd be number 1 in my heart.
I didn't rank him. I couldn't process putting him over Fant, Gasecki, Hurst, Goddard,
Yeah.
Hawkinson.
More of the established tight ends.
I want to see it a little bit more, but if you're desperate, I think he's worth a start.
Yeah.
Pick him for this game. Cowboys at Seahawks should be a close one.
Pick 'em.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm taking
12.
Seahawks too.
I'm
Seahawks
the,
at home.
I'm the 12th man this week.
I'm
Let's
taking
Uncle
Seahawks. You guys,
is
are we
the
sweeping it?
No.
I don't know. T Gods is quiet. Yo, he's a Cowboys fan.
I need Dak to do good.
He can
What
do
are you
good and
saying?
they'll
What are you
still
saying
lose.
here?
He
All
could
right.
do good and they could lose.
That's what he did last year.
No, okay, no. The Seahawks are too good. I'm thinking
All
too
right.
much. They're
They're
too
so
good.
good.
All right.
DK is
Yep.
gonna baby that whole defense.
Russell Wilson is too good. Russ for MVP.
All right, we still got 4 more games to get through. Let's plow through this before we get into Thursday night football.
Yeah, let's hurry up. I got football to watch.
Lions at Cardinals. Kyler, number 1 quarterback this week, because that's where I have him.
Kyler,
two.
number 2, right behind
I-
Mahomes.
Kyler,
I think Mahomes is number 1 week in, week out.
I
I
don't
got Mahomes
believe
at
that.
3.
I have Mahomes at 7.
7?
So this
Q,
might be.
I want to hear the 6 names you have in front of that.
No, we already know them.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kyler,
No,
Lamar Jackson, Russ, Dak, and Josh Allen, and
And
maybe
Cam.
I can't fathom ever benching Mahomes for anyone, pretty much.
I'm sure you don't have.
We need to
Both
have a
of them.
meeting
You might
after
have
this.
you might have Mahomes and Cam, and I'm not benching Mahomes for Cam. I'm starting Mahomes. So, Q, you're crazy a little bit, but Mahomes obviously is still a starter at 7. So, I guess you're not that crazy.
I mean, I'll prove me wrong. I'm sure he will. It's Mahomes.
Yeah,
But
it's Mahomes. He
we'll
got
talk
paid
about
most
him.
of the money in the league for a reason. D Hop's locked in. You're starting D Hop. Any other cards, wide receivers you feel confident in?
Starting Kirk this week, and I'm confident, even though he just got.
You
he
have
just
to be
got,
confident. You don't have a choice.
Q, you did
No.
not. You did not. I didn't feel the confidence in your voice.
Yeah,
You
because
said,
he
"I'm
just got,
confident," but you were
he
trying
just
to
got
convince yourself.
diagnosed with a groin injury because he's on my team. So
Yeah.
my groin hurts now. It's kicking my balls.
Yeah, you're starting Kenyon Drake. Let's move on to the other side of the ball. Matt Stafford, are you starting him? He's been okay thus far. Do you think this is where he finally gets a big game?
He's 15 for me. I think Galladay is going to help this offense out a lot.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
personally, I'm not starting him because I have Aaron Rodgers on my team as well. But I have Stafford ranked right outside of my top 10 at 12. So if you're in a 10, 12 team league, you're definitely starting him. I don't see many other better options than him.
Yep. Yeah, I got Matt Stafford at 16 this week. I want to see a big game. If Galladay's healthy, I think that bumps him up, and I want to see that happen. Marvin Jones, also another flex option. I'm not super confident in him. Want to see it continue. I want to see him catch that big long ball that we've been kind of waiting for.
I think he's better at being number 2 on the Lions.
Yeah, I think you kind of want Galladay back if you're a
Yeah.
Marvin Jones owner.
Mhm.
Lions backfield. Let's go through it real quick. Are you only starting DeAndre Swift? I don't feel
I'm not
confident. in AP.
starting anybody.
Yeah, I'm not looking at any of them. But yeah, Swift I guess is the guy. You thought it'd be AP after the first game, but I guess Swift.
Yeah.
You thought wrong.
I got Swift. I got Swift at 30 this week. I think he's worth a flex option if they go down a lot to the Cardinals. They're going to be throwing a lot. He's going to be on the field.
Yeah.
Pick him for this game. I'm taking the Cardinals. That's why I have Kyler Murray
Cardinals.
ranked as my number 1 quarterback.
D-Hop.
Easy.
Cardinals it is.
Easy.
All right, 3 games to get through left. Buccaneers at the Broncos. Brady bounce back.
Brady
Of
bounced
course.
back. Actually,
He was
Yes.
my buy low on yesterday's podcast. So I think Brady definitely has a bounce back game. Hopefully Godwin and Mike Evans are 100% healthy. If he gets them back, I think those are the 2 most deadly weapons in all of football, let alone on the Buccaneers. So I think that Tom Brady has a really good bounce back game this week.
I still have him ranked outside my top. I have him at 17.
I have him at
Brady.
17 as well.
I have him
I-
at 14.
I think you're starting him. If you have him, you probably won't have a better option. But I want to see it happen. I want to see that offense mesh together. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident Tom Brady will probably have a pretty good week. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, both top 10.
Both top.
I have
10.
them both top 10.
Yep.
Actually, no, I don't. I have them both top 15. I have them at 12 for Godwin, 13 for Mike Evans.
I got Godwin 13. I got Mike Evans 9. I think they're both definitely startable. You're starting both of them, no doubt.
Yeah.
We already touched on Fournette this week. If you're starting a running back in this backfield, it's going to be Fournette.
Oh yeah.
I got him at 26. I'm not 100% confident.
18.
But I think he's worth a start if you have him. Moving on to the other side of the ball, Jeff Driscoll is playing quarterback for this team. Does he really impacted that much? I know we touched on it a little bit yesterday. I don't think he's anywhere near worth a start, but are you downgrading any guys because of it?
Maybe not expect much. I mean, Fant, you're starting him. Maybe expect a point or 2 less, but he's going to be the guy for Driscoll. Wish it was Bortles playing, but
Mhm.
Judy could be a flex play with Sutton out for the season.
Yep. I got Judy at 37. Melvin Gordon, last guy to talk about here. Is he locked in as a top 20 option after a pretty solid game?
He is.
Yeah.
I am at 20.
I got
I
him
would
at
say so.
19.
He even he had a solid game week 1 with Philip Lindsay in the lineup, and I think as long as Philip Lindsay is out, I think Melvin Gordon only gets better.
Yes.
Yep. Pick them for this game. Who you got?
I've got the Bucks.
I got the Bucks.
I got Bucks.
Buccaneers.
All right, on to the next one here. The next 2 games are going to be pretty good. Packers at the Saints. Aaron Rodgers, you're probably starting him. He's pretty much a bad man again.
He's back.
He's back.
Let's
Top 10
go,
option.
baby.
I'm sure we all have him inside the top 10. I got him at 8.
Yeah, I have him at 8 also.
A-Rod, I got him right at number 9.
Maybe expect him to go higher. I'm sure Adams is playing, but expect a big game out of him.
If Devontae Adams does not play, I may consider starting Matthew Stafford over him if Galladay plays. But if Devontae Adams and Galladay doesn't play, Sean has to swing me Minshew. So
Not
Take
happening.
Wentz.
Minshew's playing in 10 minutes, so it looks like you're beat there.
well, you could swing him.
Not swinging him. Aaron Jones and Adams are must start if Adams plays, but Aaron Jones obviously must start. There's some shootout potential in this game, so MBS and Lazard, deeper league flexes if you're desperate. I'm probably not confident starting them. Are you nervous about Drew Brees at all?
If MT's not playing, Michael Thomas, if he's not playing, I would be. He was struggling last week. I would say
He struggled so
he's
bad.
Struggled.
I got him at 12. If MT plays, obviously boosts him a little bit. If he doesn't, I'm still probably going to roll him out there, but I'm nervous.
Bad John. If you started Emmanuel Sanders, you expected something more than
That was
0.
Bad John.
What pass catcher
Sorry.
for the Saints, if any, do you want to start without MT?
Jared
Drake
Cook.
Yeah,
Score.
pretty much.
Jared Cook, even though he didn't even have a good game either, I would
He
still
found the end zone.
I would still start Jared Cook. He did find the end zone. Is Emmanuel Sanders droppable?
Not yet.
Yes. Yeah. I give him another game without
Yeah.
MT, but I'm sure Michael Thomas will be back the next
But I
game.
mean, like, if you're only gonna keep him while MT, like, if MT is out, then you might as well drop him now because
I bet he plays better when MT comes back.
Personally, I dropped him in a 10-team league, so I'm okay with dropping him if you need to drop him. Kamara number 1 this week. That's where I got
Yes.
him. You
talked
gotta start
about
him.
it earlier.
Lock
Yep.
him in.
If you were a
Right.
Kamara doubter, that game, like myself, I was a doubter. That game shows he's back.
Yep. Pick him this game. Packers at Saints should be a close one. Who you got?
Packers.
I'm taking the Packers.
Pack. Go Pack, go.
I'm taking the Saints at home.
Do it.
Saints play better at
If
home.
if Michael Thomas plays, I'm
There's
taking
no
the Saints.
ifs.
There's no
Yep.
ifs.
All right, I'm taking the fucking
It's like
Packers.
there's no mites. No ifs, no mites.
You can change later, but on the
I said I
podcast,
hate
you gotta
the
lock
word
it in
might.
now.
Yeah, it's locked in. You
All
took
right,
the
I'm
Packers.
I'm locking in the Packers.
Monday
I'm
Night Football.
confident.
Let's get through it. Let's go. Chiefs at Ravens. Probably the best Monday Night Football
Game of the year.
in a long time.
Century.
Mahomes versus Lamar. Goated quarterbacks. You're starting them. They're both top 3 unless you're Q when
Yup.
you're weird.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
asshole.
cases can be made for Mahomes to be that low.
Yes, I understand there are other shootouts, but I think this game's also going to be a shootout. I think Mahomes is going to have to throw a lot. Mahomes is going to put up numbers.
His talent is
Kelsey,
undeniable.
Tyreek are both must start, even if you're a little bit nervous about Tyreek Hill. You're starting him in this game 100%. You feel like that you have to. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, also a tough
Outside my top
matchup.
10.
I got him at 10, but I think obviously you're starting him if you have him.
Yeah. H, I have a 10. I must admit, I was kind of wrong on CEH to begin the season. I didn't have this much faith in him, but I like him a lot.
You
How
want
does,
them?
how does that feel, Q?
Last game brought him back down to earth, so we'll see what this game does for him.
Well, Baltimore's a tough matchup, so I think he's
Yeah.
going to be involved in the passing game, if anything, this game for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully he finds the end zone for owners. Ravens running back to start. I think you're still rolling out Ingram, but I don't feel confident in any of them right now.
Especially
Yeah.
Dobbins only having 2 carries last game. That's kind of wild after having a great week 1.
Well, they actually rolled out a lot of Gus Edwards, which was kind of weird.
Another
they're-
vulture.
Gus
They're really
was-
they're really mixing it in. I'm not confident. It seems like a mixed bag. Whatever one you're starting, you're hoping they fall into the end zone, and I think Ingram probably has the best chance at that. So, Mark Andrews and Hollywood, you're probably starting both if you have them. Do you expect big games?
Yep.
Andrews,
Yeah.
yes. Ingram, or I mean, yeah.
Hollywood.
I'm expecting Andrews to play the biggest role in this game.
Yeah, I think Hollywood has a deep bomb this game against the Chiefs' poor secondary. I think Hollywood. breaks
I
out.
think every big name in this game has a huge
That's a
game.
good game.
Yep.
Big name, big game.
Now we know it's going to be a good game, so let's pick it. Who are you taking in this one?
Ravens.
I am not betting against Patrick Mahomes.
I am taking the Ravens as well. Ravens are
Let's
home.
go. Let's go.
T guys
All right,
take the
all right.
Ravens.
I don't know if you guys watched the end of the Chiefs game last week, but they won a 2v1 against the refs and the Chargers. I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs. Did you see all the flags at the end of the game? They did not want the Chargers.
Struggled.
Bro, they did not want the Chiefs to win.
They were playing the Chargers and they struggled. So that tells me all I need to know. Ravens are going to win this game.
Chargers have a top 3 defense in the league, Sean.
I know. I'm a big Chargers.
Ravens like top 10.
Ravens number 1.
Ravens top 5. Anyways,
Who's
Patrick
number
breakout.
Mahomes,
Let's get into breakouts
4
this week.
touchdowns.
Thursday Night Football is starting shortly, if not like now.
It's probably
So,
on right now.
Breakouts this
It
week.
is on right now.
I am taking Allen Robinson. 5+ catches, 100 yards, and at least 1 touchdown this week. Allen Robinson breaks out of the slump he's been in against this terrible Falcons secondary. Start A-Rob if you have him.
Yes.
Q, go ahead.
Let's keep it hot. My breakout this week is going to be big bad Carson Wentz. I think he has the game that everyone's hoping that he has against a terrible Bengals team. You saw Baker have a pretty solid game last week, and it's going to be a big game for Ertz. Goddard. Wentz is going to be the guy.
As an Eagles fan, I'm with you. I hope for it, but I am starting Minshew, so I may be a little upset.
There is
He
some hope
absolutely
in
goes
there.
off of my bench.
That's all right. Minshew is going to go off tonight, Sean. Don't
Matt,
worry.
go ahead.
And I'm going against what I said all podcasts. My breakout this week is Michael Gallup because he is in what I believe is going to be the shootout of the week against the Seahawks. I think all receivers are going to be heavily involved. I know CeeDee Lamb took a lot of touches away last week, but I think Gallup finds his rhythm this week and he finds the end zone as well.
You guys wrap it up.
Okay, I have no numbers, no crazy stats supporting this, but James White just lost his pops. His mom's hurting. I think he's gonna, if he plays, he's gonna go off for him. I'm telling you, he's gonna
He's got a
snap.
chip on
You
his
got to
shoulder,
start
he's
him.
gonna
You
snap.
got to start him.
Yeah. I think they find a way to get him in the end zone just to make it like
Bill
they're gonna get him
Belichick
on
has
the
a
goal
wa-
line.
Bill Belichick will have a way of doing that.
Yep, exactly. All right, Q&A. We had a couple questions that were submitted. The Wave Capper on Twitter asked, should he trade Allen Robinson for DJ Chark and David Montgomery? He already has Austin Eckler and Josh Jacobs.
I would.
I think you can get more for A-Rob.
I would
Yeah,
say you're
I don't think I would
selling
do that.
low. I would say no. I think you're selling too low.
I think
I
I
like
would.
Chark, but I think A-Rob's still a top 10 wide receiver to finish this year. He's still going to be involved. I like A-Rob a lot. And like Matt said, Minshew likes to spread the ball around. So
Yeah, it's
I think
true.
A-Rob's the best player in the trade.
But I think I would take a wide receiver, possibly 2, wide receiver 3 for a starting running back on his team for A-Rob.
I don't think he needs David Montgomery that much, though, if he already has Eckler and Jacobs. So I would
You always need a
suggest
flex.
keeping that starting lineup safe. Anyways, you can listen to Matt or you can listen to all of us. At Connor O'Rourke asked on Instagram, should he trade Cam Newton or Josh Allen? Which one would you prefer to get rid of if you're looking to trade one, since you have 2 good options?
If I have to pick one, I'm picking Cam. Sorry.
I'm picking Cam as well. Josh has been on fire, even though he's had easier matchups. I think Cam has some upside that you can sell right now. I think Josh Allen's going to be hot all year long. Easy schedule.
Yeah. Q said last podcast, Josh
Q.
Allen's making a case for MVP.
Yep. Q, wrap it up. Joke of the week. Hit us with it.
What did the policeman say to his belly button?
I don't want to know.
You're under a vest.
All right. That was a good one, Q. You've been on fire the last few. Don't
Yo,
disappoint. Next
he really
week.
has. He pulls
Follow
out jokes
us.
that I've never heard before.
Enjoy Thursday Night Football. Follow us on all social medias, Twitter,
Yeah, I gotta
Instagram.
go
They're
watch
all
this
there.
game.
Links in the bio. We're going to go watch this Thursday Night Football game. Peace out.
Deuces.